What's up guys, Chris here with another Eden Zero manga chapter review, and with how hype last chapter was and the chapter after that, I have to say, this chapter was a nice, it's basically a more mellow chapter. We get to calm down a bit as we get a little bit of a twist at the end of the chapter as well, and we get just to see the Eden Zero crew kind of having fun and relaxing after the tenseness of the last 5 chapters, so it's just really nice to see them relax for this chapter. Nothing too big happens. We do get a returning character from previously, but hey, these things tend to happen. And this chapter, all in all, I enjoyed it all throughout. But before we get into this video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter for updates on future videos, links in the description down below, and support my Ko-fi and Patreon account if at all possible to help support this channel a lot more and to get more of these videos out a lot quicker and to give you guys some more content aside from the regular chapter reviews. But with all that said and done, let's get on to chapter 175 of Eden Zero, the planet Dahlia. And we get a nice little cover image of Pino, the sweet little cinnamon bun that she is, just playing in a forest. I don't know why I keep talking about these cover images, but I just like these cover images. A lot of them are pretty funny and a lot of fun. But we start off this chapter back with Xiao Mei, as she is kind of swimming in the waters of her little realm, just recapping what just happened as she is in a swimsuit. I did not know how bad I wanted to see Xiao Mei in a swimsuit until I got it. Thank you, Mashima. But anyway, she recounts that they're off to battle Ziggy, with everything that happened with Connor, and now they're back at the Kaede Cosmos. But since they kind of had to be considering having some maintenance done at Blue Garden, and since that's not an option anymore, since they retreated, they had to go to the planet Dahlia, which is good for large ship vessels to be repaired and updated, but it's also the spot of a popular summer vacation spot, Ryuzetsu Land. As the very next page, we see Rebecca, Homura, and Clean in their bathing suits, as well as Sister and Hermit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this chapter is literally just everyone having fun at a water park, so I'm just gonna just slowly and surely just go through some of these interactions, because this is a pretty chill chapter in all things considered. And I know from what I was like with the last 2 chapters, horniness and stuff like that, and those bath scenes, this I'm perfectly fine with. I don't mind having a beach episode here and there, essentially. It's a nice change of pace, everyone's just relaxing and having fun, while giving the ether a bit of an update. But one of the most important things of this chapter, it shows Shiki interacting with other people, as he literally has not grown out of the whole, ooh, let me make friends with everybody I meet face. And I like how Rebecca's you really haven't grown out of that yet, after 3 years. And the girl they just straight up asked to be his friend, literally just asking what the hell is going on here. And Laguna and Jin are literally just staring at Shiki, being like, his baby face kind of excused them before, but now it just straight up looks like a pickup line. And I gotta admit, it does kind of come off like that now. And Connor is kind of ogling the girls of the Eden Zero crew, with Wise being like, stop ogling my crewmates. One thing I just need to add, is Connor tan already? Is he tan? This should not be bothering me this much. It's not a bother, but how is he tan already if they just got there? It's weird, unless there's a tanning bed on the Eden Zero or something like that. But yeah, anyway, I like how Connor is literally just asking why they need to repair the ship, since the ether drive just replenishes itself. But Herman just stated that it's not all powerful and that they need maintenance every so often. And besides, with a gleeful look in their eyes, poolside is the best place for her to do her programming. Herman is just being Hermit, and I love it. And Sister is being Sister, as she is literally punishing Musco. I don't know if showing this whole panel will get me demonetized or not. I am not sure how this is going to go. Happy and Pino are being wholesome in the water geysers. Clean is mistaking it for Laguna. And Laguna's like, well, it's not me, but if it were me, I'd do something like this, as he literally creates a giant wave, picking everyone in the water park up as they're all screaming in terror and shock. And Clean, being just straight up innocent, is like, ooh, let me add my wind powers to it. As Jin is like, can you two just stop it? And Homura, she is also being Homura. She is literally just running against the current in the lazy river, as she thinks this is going to be very intense training. And Wise brings up the fact that this could bother the other guests, but Homura literally states that she reserved the entire river. That's something I never knew could be possible, but I guess in this world it is. But then Homura asks Wise to basically update the water park and mod it to make the stream a lot stronger. Wise does that, and Homura is enjoying the training, but then her swimsuit gets swept up in the current, as she is swept up along with it, telling Wise to stop it, but then again not to stop it, as she will be completely exposed to everyone else, as Wise is just kind of, oh crap, that was a bit too strong. And we get some nice wholesome moments with Rebecca and Shiki as they take pictures, as Rebecca gives Shiki a kiss on the cheek. Okay, this ship is a whole thing and I enjoy it. I like the ship. It's canon. Deal with it. As much as I'm also a fan of the Shiki Homura ship. Rebecca and Shiki kind of, obvious. I enjoy it too. It's pretty wholesome. And Rebecca's like, you are always helping me out, and I guess for me, it's a pretty valuable reward, don't you think? As Shiki is just straight up blushing this entire time, being like, Rebecca's always helping him out. That's completely opposite of what she just said. But then Rebecca just straight up being like, let's mark our future together as a mutual beneficial relationship. These two are just so awkward with each other, even though they both clearly like each other. It's just a nice little advance in this little relationship that they had. As they just restate that they'll go find Mother. But they hear a commotion in the background, wondering what's going on. As some guys are kind of bothering someone in the background as they see the recording Lobelia in a swimsuit. As she is like kind of asking who everyone is, what are they doing? As they're literally just harassing her this entire time. And I like how they're kind of mocking her, saying that she is a has-been B-cuber after these 3 years. I don't like Lobelia that much, but it's nice to see her. And the fact that she's a has-been means that she isn't really that popular on VCube anymore. Maybe due to Rebecca's growth, potentially? I don't know. But then they start to harass her even more with a strip show. I really hope this video does not get demonetized with the shit that I'm talking about in this chapter. But as these guys suggest this, they get put in their place almost instantly as Shiki uses gravity to knock them flat on the ground. As I like how they're saying like, what the hell are you guys doing? We're at a water park. And that they're disturbing the peace. Lobelia is shocked to see Rebecca and Shiki, and Rebecca is shocked to see Lobelia as well. They're like, what the hell are you doing here? And these guys are like, who the hell is this kid? And is asking if he's got a death wish. Let's get him. Guess we're making a snuff film or something like that. Shiki's just completely annoyed by this and like, we're crying out loud. But then one of the guys recognizes Rebecca, a big influencer, and they're wondering what she's doing here. As we get a nice panel seeing Lobelia just kind of sad, as now everyone's going for Rebecca now. But then they see, oh, she's got a man, what a letdown. I feel like this is really pushing the Rebecca Shiki ship a bit more, just with these flat out, I know I'm kind of going on a tangent on this little line, it's just one line, but whatever. Anyway, they then begin to talk and act like maybe they'll get rid of the guy and do the same thing that they were going to do to Lobelia Rebecca, and that they're going to get a shit ton of views. And it's good to be alive. But Shiki gets a completely murderous and angry look on his face just hearing all this crap. And Rebecca's like, you guys won't like what happens next. But then someone appears saying that that's enough, and it is wholly of the Irrational States Interstellar from last chapter. I'm kind of glad that we got a chance to get her literally a chapter after her somewhat semi-introduction, setting her up to interact with the crew afterwards. But yeah, as the guys are planning on trying to do the same thing with her also, I guess, I don't know, it's a weird thing. But anyway, Holly just states that she is part of the Union Army, Irrational States Interstellar, and if they're gonna carry on like this, she will arrest them, as they just say like, excuse us, and they just bolt. Rebecca and Shiki are getting ready to fight, as Holly just like, hold on, don't get all up in arms, I'm not your enemy. As she extends her hand, asking to join forces with her, can we be friends? Much to everyone's shock, ending the chapter. Now, like I said, this was a pretty chill chapter all in all. Nothing too big happened. Primarily, it was just the Eden Zero crew just having fun this entire chapter. Seeing some assholes get put in their place as always. Lobelia gets introduced. Now, if she's being introduced in this chapter, she might play a role in the future. Hell, she might even join the Eden Zero crew. Because, I don't know, anyone can join the crew at this point. I feel like we have enough characters in the crew, but I feel like maybe like one, maybe two more people to join the crew that have some kind of talents. Maybe some kind of ether gear that'll help the crew out in the future could be really beneficial. Like, as I said last chapter, there's always a potential that maybe the battle against Ziggy will destroy Elsie's whole fleet, but Elsie will be the only survivor or something like that. And maybe she'll join the Eden Zero crew as well. There's no telling. But this chapter gives us a little bit to think about. For one, Holly is literally stating, let's join forces. And I believe she kind of knows, Shiki is like, can we be friends? And judging by how it was introduced earlier in this chapter that Shiki is still in the whole, can I be friends with everyone I meet phase that he was when he first met Rebecca, I'm honestly thinking that they're going to consider working with them. I mean, they're kind of distrusting of the Union Army considering that they've been hunting them this entire time, they cornered them on Blue Garden, etc. But, considering how Eraser is kind of a level-minded character in and of himself, he's not like a super like all-forward justice type of deal, And he kind of didn't mind, and he was kind of the one that told Justice to just leave the Eden Zero crew be for now. I don't think they're lying. I doubt they're lying in this type of situation. I think Holy could potentially be that, or from all the interactions we've had with the Irrational States Interstellar, she seems to be kind of the pseudo-leader, the type of leader of this entire group, now that Jaguar's dead especially. So, with her as the leader, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to play out. Now, could she be playing the Eden Zero crew? That's an entirely different story. I certainly think that is a very strong possibility. If, literally just a chapter ago, they were being hunted down by the Union Army, and Shiki is one of the Irrational States Galactica. So, this would be a weird thing for them to team up, even though I am all for these groups teaming up to take down a big threat like Ziggy. And if Holy is going to be the whole let's team up thing, she's going to have to team up with two of the Irrational States Galactica to take out Ziggy, who, if I'm correct, could potentially also be a member of the Irrational States Galactica at this point, considered by the Union Army, if he's this powerful. He's got two ether gears, two very powerful ether gears that are hard to pinpoint and fight against. And he's a very big threat, so it would be mutually beneficial if they literally just tag teams. Maybe Holy, if she is planning on teaming up with them, is probably thinking, okay, let's team up to take down Ziggy, and at the end of the fight, I'll just arrest them all. I mean, that seems like the more practical use of things. Justice in particular would not like that plan, because he's Justice. Holy seems to be like Eraser and even Feather to an extent. Now, Feather is very by the books. Same with Holy from what I can tell. But she does seem to be a bit more strategic, similar to how Eraser is. And Eraser is kind of like more, how do I put this, from what I got from his character, he kind of understands the value of a life, and he doesn't want to take lives too just nonchalantly. So, yeah, honestly, I feel like the Eden Zero crew are probably going to take the next chapter to think about this, and maybe even talk things through with Holy. Who knows, maybe they'll end up taking Shiki off the Galactica list, for all we know. I mean, I have no freaking idea. But things are still kind of weird. Things are kind of ambiguous at this point, so I can't really accurately predict what's going to happen next, as we are getting sent to go to Lendl, as that is going to be the next arc. It's been confirmed, because these last 3 chapters have just been set up. This whole thing has just been set up for this next arc, for this big showdown with Ziggy. Now, this is not the final arc. It's not been confirmed to be the final arc. We still got 3 Rational States Galactica to worry about, the rest of the Interstellar Army, and Mother. So, yeah, I'm wondering how this whole arc can go on. The next chapter is definitely just going to be the Eden Zero crew either talking things through with Holy and thinking things through, as they're not going to have a full-on battle in a public place like this. So, yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the chapter. The whole thing was literally just everyone having fun and just being themselves, taking some time to relax. I might get demonetized with a certain panel or how some characters are acting. I pray that doesn't happen. And we get set up for a potential team up between Holy and the Eden Zero crew. And Labilia's returned, so who knows? Let's see what happens with that. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help. Also, follow me on Instagram and Twitter in the description below. And check out my Ko-fi and Patreon accounts if you want to help support the channel more directly. Also in the descriptions down below. And with all that said and done, I hope you guys have an awesome day.